Picture this. A 94-year-old man named Don Rafael wakes up at 5 a.m. in the hills of Nicoya, Costa Rica, grabs his machete, and heads out to tend his cattle. By the time most people his age would be struggling to get out of bed, he's already milked 3 cows and is planning his day's work. When researchers asked him about retirement, he looked genuinely confused. "Retire from what?" he asked. "This is my life." Welcome to the Nicoya Peninsula, one of only 5 blue zones on Earth where people routinely live past 100 with minds as sharp as their machetes. What's happening here isn't just remarkable longevity, it's something even more precious: cognitive preservation. While dementia rates soar globally, affecting nearly 50 million people worldwide, the centenarians of Nicoya maintain mental clarity that would make someone half their age envious. I spent months studying the research on this extraordinary population, and what I discovered will fundamentally change how you think about aging and brain health. The Nicoyans have cracked a code that combines ancient wisdom with what we now know about neuroscience, creating a lifestyle that doesn't just add years to life, but preserves the mind throughout those years. Let's start with the numbers that made scientists take notice. Nicoya has the world's lowest rate of middle-age mortality and the second highest concentration of male centenarians. But here's what's truly extraordinary. These aren't just people living longer, they're living better. Cognitive decline, which we've come to accept as inevitable, is remarkably rare. A 2013 study published in the Journal of Aging Research found that Nicoyan centenarians scored significantly higher on cognitive tests compared to centenarians from other populations. The first secret lies in something they call plan de vida, or life plan. Every Nicoyan, regardless of age, has a clear sense of purpose that extends beyond themselves. Don Rafael doesn't work because he has to. He works because his cattle, his family, and his community depend on him. This isn't just philosophical, it's neurological gold. Research from Rush University shows that people with a strong sense of purpose have a 44% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Your brain thrives on purpose the way your muscles thrive on resistance. When you have a reason to get up each morning that matters beyond your own comfort, your brain maintains the neural pathways associated with planning, problem-solving, and memory. The Nicoyans understand this intuitively. Their elders aren't shuffled off to retirement homes. They're the most respected members of society, consulted on everything from farming decisions to family matters. But purpose alone doesn't explain their cognitive preservation. The second piece of the puzzle is their relationship with stress, or rather their complete reframing of what we consider stressful. Nicoyans face the same basic human challenges we all do: financial pressures, family conflicts, health concerns. The difference is in their response system. They practice something researchers call eustress instead of distress. While chronic stress floods your brain with cortisol, literally shrinking the hippocampus where memories are formed, the controlled stress of meaningful work and community responsibility actually strengthens cognitive function. When Don Rafael faces a problem with his cattle, he doesn't experience the helpless anxiety that characterizes modern stress. He experiences purposeful activation, his mind engaging with a challenge he knows he can influence. This is backed by fascinating research on telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes. A study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that people who experienced their stress as purposeful had longer telomeres, essentially aging more slowly at the cellular level. The Nicoyans have been practicing this for generations without knowing the science behind it. The third component of their cognitive preservation protocol involves movement, but not the kind you might expect. Forget about gym memberships or fitness trackers. Nicoyan movement is integrated into daily life so seamlessly that they don't even think of it as exercise. They walk to visit neighbors, they garden for food, they work with their hands building and repairing. This constant, varied movement creates what neuroscientists call cognitive reserve. Dr. John Rady, author of Spark, The Revolutionary New Science of Exercise and the Brain, explains that physical activity increases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which acts like fertilizer for brain cells. The varied functional movements of Nicoyan daily life stimulate different neural pathways, creating a robust network that can compensate if some areas become damaged. They're essentially cross-training their brains through cross-training their bodies. Perhaps most importantly, their movement happens outdoors in natural sunlight. This isn't just pleasant, it's neurologically essential. Sunlight exposure regulates circadian rhythms, which control when your brain clears out metabolic waste through the glymphatic system. Poor sleep disrupts this cleaning process, allowing toxic proteins like amyloid beta to accumulate, leading directly to cognitive decline. The Nicoyans sleep with the sun and wake with the sun, maintaining the natural rhythms that keep their brains clean and functioning. The fourth pillar of Nicoyan cognitive health is their diet, but again, it's not what you might expect from a typical health guru. They're not counting calories or following complicated protocols. They eat beans, corn, squash, and tropical fruits, the same foods their ancestors ate for thousands of years. But here's the crucial detail. They eat these foods in their whole, unprocessed forms. Their daily staple is gallo pinto, a combination of black beans and rice that creates a complete protein profile. Black beans are loaded with anthocyanins, powerful compounds that cross the blood-brain barrier and protect neurons from oxidative stress. A study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry showed that anthocyanin consumption was directly correlated with improved memory and reduced inflammation in the brain. They also consume significant amounts of tropical fruits high in antioxidants, and their water is naturally high in calcium and magnesium due to the limestone geology of the peninsula. This mineral-rich water supports neurotransmitter function and helps maintain the electrical gradients that neurons need to communicate effectively. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of their diet isn't what they eat, but how they eat it. Meals are social events, eaten slowly with family and community. This social connection triggers the release of oxytocin, which has neuroprotective effects and reduces inflammation. They're literally healing their brains with every shared meal. The fifth and perhaps most crucial element is their approach to family and community. Nicoyans live in multi-generational households, where elders are valued for their wisdom and experience. This creates what researchers call social capital, a network of meaningful relationships that provide both practical support and emotional resilience. A landmark study following 12,000 people for 3 years found that those with the strongest social connections had a 50% lower risk of dementia. Social isolation, on the other hand, increases dementia risk by 40%, equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The Nicoyans have structured their entire society to prevent this isolation. Elders don't retire from community life, they become more central to it. They practice something beautiful called helping hands, where community members automatically support each other during difficult times. This isn't charity, it's reciprocity. Everyone gives and everyone receives throughout their lives, creating a web of connection that provides both practical and emotional security. Your brain thrives in this environment because it doesn't have to maintain the constant vigilance that social isolation requires. If you're wondering how to apply these insights in your own life, start with purpose. The Nicoyans would tell you that you don't find your purpose. You create it through service to something larger than yourself. It might be your family, your community, your craft, or your calling. The specific focus matters less than the commitment to something beyond your own immediate comfort. Reframe your relationship with stress by seeking out challenges you can influence. Instead of avoiding all difficulty, engage with meaningful struggles. Learn new skills. Take on projects that matter. Solve problems for people you care about. Let your stress become eustress by ensuring it's connected to your values and within your power to address. Move your body throughout your day in varied functional ways. Walk to accomplish errands, garden for food, clean your home with vigor, play with children or grandchildren. Make movement purposeful, rather than segregated into gym sessions that feel separate from life. Eat whole, unprocessed foods in the company of people you care about. The social component isn't optional, it's neurologically essential. Your brain needs the connection as much as it needs the nutrients. Most importantly, resist the cultural narrative that aging means isolation and irrelevance. Build and maintain connections across generations. Be useful to others, and let others be useful to you. Create the social capital that will support your brain health throughout your life. The Nicoyans understand something profound that we've forgotten in our modern pursuit of individual achievement. Cognitive health isn't a personal project. It's a community creation. Your brain doesn't exist in isolation. It exists in relationship. The sharpest minds among the Nicoyans belong to people who have spent a lifetime weaving themselves into the fabric of their community. Don Rafael, at 94, isn't just preserving his own cognitive function through his daily work and social connections. He's participating in a way of life that has preserved mental clarity for generations. His clear mind isn't just a personal victory, it's a community achievement that demonstrates what becomes possible when ancient wisdom meets modern understanding. The Nicoyans offer us a different vision of aging, one where your mind grows sharper with purpose, your body stronger with meaningful work, and your spirit more connected through service. They show us that cognitive decline isn't inevitable. It's a choice we make with every day we live, every relationship we nurture, and every purpose we pursue. In their example, we find not just hope for our later years, but a blueprint for living fully at every age.